I hadn't made a decision to get sober then going into the restaurant, but I knew that I couldn't continue doing what I was doing if I wanted to have any kind of tether to life, because that job was the only thing tethering me to any semblance of normality in life. And I begged him for my job. I begged him and he said no. He's like, you can come to the restaurant at 8 o'clock in the morning and you can clean it with the porters and get sober. And this is a guy that I party with, you know? So my first, reaction to that mentally was, fuck you. You were doing lines with me 2 nights ago. But that guy saved my life, you know? And I made a phone call. I knew this girl who I was dating. And I'm only going into this story with you guys deep because I heard a number of guys in that room that are in recovery. And so I feel like I can do that with you guys. But I made a phone call to this girl and she was dating this guy who I knew was sober, and I'd only met him once. And he showed up immediately. And this is how this shit works. He showed up immediately and he was a Muay Thai kickboxing guy, competitor. And I hadn't been to a gym or lifted a weight or fucking moved any faster than a slow walk outside of maybe running from the cops, you know? And this guy, he changed everything in my life. He changed everything in my life, you know? And he wrote a plan for me, but fitness saved my life, you know, at that moment. And now I know, you know, fitness is what we call it. You know what I'm saying? But what it really is as I now know, it's a controllable win that you can see and feel. And when you can develop controllable wins over time, you become unstoppable. When you have enough discipline, which took me a long time, but I was so desperate at that moment, I learned that discipline is the key to almost everything you want to do, and every single person on the planet has the ability to make the decision. You know, it's so anyway, so this guy introduced me to Muay Thai. I went down to the Muay Thai gym and he's like, look, this is what you're going to do. You're going to wake up every morning as early as you can. You're going to get out of bed. You're going to take a piss. You're going to wash your face. You're going to put on some contact lenses, because I told him. And by the way, he listened to me spew for like 5 hours before he even began this shit. And I lied my ass off to him. I probably lied about everything. I don't think anything that came out of my mouth was fucking true. But he goes, you're going to wake up as early as you can. You're going to take a piss, wash your face, put on contact lenses. And then you're immediately going to drop down to your knees and ask God for help. And I was like, huh? I knew nothing. I didn't grow up in a religious household. I knew nothing about God or spirituality really at that point. He said, I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't care if you believe, if you don't believe. But he was like, dude, you are not capable of asking for help, and this is where you landed. So starting your morning every morning, I don't care. All you got to say is, all you do is you drop down and just say help. That's it. You don't need to say anything special. You don't need to know the Bible. You don't need to read the Bible. You don't need to believe in Jesus Christ or Christianity, Judaism, whatever it is. Just, I'm asking you to get on your knees and ask for help. And I was like, okay. And then he said, right when you're done with that, you're gonna put on a pair of sneakers and you're gonna go out for a walk. That walk could be a block. It could be 10 blocks. It could be 10 miles. I just want you to move your body right away. And then once you get back, you're gonna make a bowl of oatmeal. And you're gonna make oatmeal because it's fucking satiating, it's healthy, it's accessible, you can get it anywhere, and you can make it taste like anything you want. I said, okay. And then he said, right after you're done with that oatmeal, you're gonna go to this AA meeting. And you're gonna get there, you're gonna introduce yourself, and you're gonna tell them why you're there. And your name is Michael, and you're there because you're an alcoholic and a drug addict. I said, okay. And then he said, right when you're done with that meeting, you're gonna get, you're either gonna get on the train, you're gonna get on a bike, you're gonna walk, you're gonna run, but you're gonna come meet me at this gym on Canal Street, and I'm gonna teach you how to be a man. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. And I was like actually? And he was like, yes. And he said, right when we're done training there, you're going to have chicken and broccoli, and you're going to go and take a nap, and you're going to go to work. You're going to have chicken and broccoli again. When you're done with work, you're going to get upstairs and you're going to go to bed as early as possible, as early as you can. But right before you get into bed, you're going to drop down on your knee and you're going to say thank you. And rinse and repeat. And that's your life. And he's like, I promise you, if you follow those suggestions, you're going to have a life beyond anything you could ever imagine. And like, I wanted so bad to believe him. But I'm a day off of, kicking heroin. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in a bad place. And I've got this like really cool dude who I really want to be like. Because I saw, like, when I made the decision, I'm like, oh my God, my life's over. Like, I'm never going to fuck a hot girl again in my life ever. It's never going to happen. I'm going to be in basements and, church basements. And, I'm going to just like, I'm going to drive like like an old Volvo. Like, there was like no vision for awesomeness. And I couldn't have been anything further from the truth. So that's a long way of saying this guy taught me how to live my life through structure and discipline and a plan. And all I had to worry about was starting the day right, putting the right foot in front of the left, and just understanding that today is the fucking day. Today is the day. Yesterday is long gone, and tomorrow is not guaranteed. Today is when everything happens. Right here, right now, this is when it happens. It doesn't happen yesterday. It's already happened. It doesn't happen tomorrow because tomorrow is a mystery. Right here, right now is what I got. I get an opportunity to put numbers up on the board right now, like I'm doing right here with you guys. I got a shot. We all get a shot. You get to choose whether you snooze or you don't, right? You wake up in the morning, you can fucking attack, or you can let the day take you. And I learned that in this process. And since then, I went back to school. I opened up my first business when I was 28, scaled that business, I made my first $1 million by the time I was 31. I opened up a second restaurant concept, and I did the same thing with the first one I did with the second. I met my wife in the first, right before my first year of sobriety. We've been married 17 years. We've been together 20 years in April. We've got these two amazing kids, and I'm not saying this as like pat on my back or, I'm trying to prove to you guys how awesome I am. I'm saying this because change is a real thing. And you and me and all of us have the capability of doing anything we actually want to do. And life is fucking hard. Brass tacks. It's always going to be hard. And if you can learn to love, like actually commit to learning to love the hard, meaning like you see the pain coming, you actually charge it, because I know, like I think about this, this story about bisons are one of the only animals on the planet that understand this idea that the fastest way to get to the other side of the storm is through it. Cows and fucking sheep and everybody, they just hide and let the storm come to them and hit them. And bison actually charge the fucking storm because they know on the other side of the storm is sun.